Hey friends, happy Monday. How is everyone today? So I recently had a situation with one of my daughters and it inspired me to come on and share it with all of you and talk with you about what kind of listener you are. Um, let me just check my internet access here. Okay, we're good. So as a leader in general, I think we know, we hear all the time, right? That listening is important. It's more important than talking. The old saying, you have two ears and one mouth, so you can listen twice as much as you talk. All of that is very true. But how often do we listen with simply the intent to listen and not the intent to solve? And I will tell you, I wanted to share a personal story. I'm a problem solver. That's sort of my MO. I go in and I fix things. I do like to listen to what folks say. It's really important to me as a client. I'm sorry, as a coach. I have my clients do a whole lot more talking than I do because most of the time the solutions are within them and I just help pull that information out. But last week had one of my daughters came up to share a situation that was she kind of found frustrating, and I immediately went into problem solving mode. I immediately said, well, maybe you could try this, you could do this, and you could do that. And she looked at me and she kind of had sad eyes, and she said, all I wanted to do was talk, and you're trying to solve the problem, and I didn't need you to solve the problem. I just wanted to talk to you. Oh, wow. Right? Like, I get ahead of myself sometimes. How many of you get ahead of yourselves and you go into what you know you're good at and you don't necessarily take the time to listen to the people around you, to the people who are talking to you? And I apologize because I believe very firmly in apologizing to my children, to my clients, to my partner, to my community members. If I make a mistake, which I do regularly, I'm sorry. And no ifs and no because, and just I'm sorry. And I said, I didn't realize that I had gone into problem solving mode and I should have asked you first. So, do you want me to just listen or would you like me to help you figure out a solution? Because she knew, right? And most of us do. And that's one of the things that I love about my Intentionally Brave Entrepreneurs program, which is the fact that it's a community of people who will regularly say to one another, I just need to talk. Can y'all just listen? Can you validate me and the fact that I'm having this experience and that I'm feeling this way? And then sometimes they say, can you help me solve a problem? Can you proofread something? Can you think of this? And we get the confidence and the courage to come forth and say what it is that we need. But how often do we give that to ourselves? And how often do we give it to the people around us? So when we talk about boundary setting, we have this opportunity to set a boundary right on the spot. And this is something that I will often do with my partner. I will say, I want to talk with you about something, but I don't want solutions. I don't want answers. I just need to share it. I just need you to hear it. I need somebody to witness it, right? So I've set a boundary right up front that I need a listener. I need a support. I need a shoulder, but I don't need a problem solver. When I'm ready to get into problem solving mode, I now have the confidence enough to ask, can you help me solve this problem? Can you help me think through this and come up with a creative approach, right? And so I strive to build communities where we listen intently and intentionally and thoroughly, and where we ask for what we want and what we need, and we support it when other people do the same thing. That's one of the reasons that I'm hosting the Brave Method workshop, because I want you to learn the skills necessary to be able to do these types of things and so many others in your life and in your business. Because if you are looking to be a leader in your company, whether you work for yourself or somebody else, in your home, in your community, in your schools, what are the resources that you need? That's what the Brave Method stands for. It's a method. What are the tools and the resources you need to lead well and honestly and authentically, in fact, radically authentically? And how does that impact everyone around you? I had that conversation with my daughter about a week ago, and I've thought about it a lot, obviously, to the point where I was like, I'm going to take this, to Facebook and Instagram, and I'm going to share it with folks because it was a really impactful learning moment for me. Um, One of my gifts is being able to my superpower, and when I speak and train in corporate environments, we talk about superpowers. My superpower is hearing what somebody says and reframing it in a way that's actionable. That means I'm a go in and get it done kind of girl, right? I go right after it. We can solve problems, we can fix things, and sometimes fixing things isn't what we should be doing. Sometimes we just need to sit with things. Sometimes it's just about listening and supporting and knowing when to do what. And if you don't know, asking and getting permission from other people before you try to solve their problems. And that's definitely something that I work on as a coach and as a professional to say, may I give you a suggestion? Would you like my advice? Would you want to hear my thoughts on this? Because sometimes people don't, and that's fine. That's absolutely fine. And as parents, we often don't tap into that, right? As parents, we just regularly say, do this and don't ask why and don't ask questions. And we don't get them involved in that process. And it just is not a healthy way to raise people. It's not a healthy way to raise a business. It's not a healthy way to be a friend. And so I had this great learning opportunity, and I really wanted to share it with all of you. I hope that this week here, it's the beginning of Thanksgiving week in the United States. If you're US based, I hope that you're planning to have a restful week, small, intimate gatherings with your loved ones. Don't travel, stay put, wear a mask, do all of those things. But I hope that you will really tap into um, the lessons when if you talk about gratitude and being thankful for Thanksgiving this year. I hope you will look back on the past year and find the blessings, find the silver linings, as Mr. Rogers would say, find the helpers. Who were the helpers, and not just the frontline workers and the healthcare workers who are amazing, but within your life, within your own home, your own community. Um, what went well, focus on some gratitude there, celebrate that, and listen to one another and be patient and kind. And that was it. I just wanted to come and share that because it felt really important. It kept speaking to me, and I wanted to be part of that with all of you. I want you to know that I would love to be somebody who listens to you and to help you sort through things when you're in the need for sorting through, to help you figure out what you want your next step to be, whether it's personally or professionally. And one of the ways that I can do that is by inviting you to join me for the Brave Method workshop, which is happening starting December 8th. I will put the link in here, but you can just go to vickeryandco.com. That's VICKERY ANDCO, vickeryandco.com. And there's a link at the top that you can click to save your spot. It's completely free, but we are breaking down the Brave Method in detail, hands-on, intensive, interactive. It's going to be a lot of fun. There will be lots of space for you to build community, grow your network, set some boundaries, figure out what's not been working, what you actually want moving forward into the new year, 2021. We have so many opportunities ahead of us. So I'm really excited about this workshop. I hope that you'll join me. Bring some friends along with you, and we will dig in a really, really big way. And I hope you have a wonderful week. Thanks so much for tuning in. I will talk to you soon. This is Heather Vickery reminding you today and always to go out and choose bravely.